The year is almost over, and even after the stacked year of 2023, for 2024 we've had some amazing games all year round. From RPG games to action adventures to even DLC expansions like Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth Tree. Here are my top 10 games of 2024 and games that I've personally played, and is in no particular order. First up is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This game is just absolute perfection and really delivers a strong story and a massive improvement following up from the remake. You won't get story spoilers for me, but this game gives you the feels. It's got open world zones, huge maps, and the gameplay is solid with a full variety of quests, side quests, minigames, and collectibles. Some might argue there's a lot of fluff and filler, but it depends on what you like. If you played the original Final Fantasy VII, you will love this. It is definitely a fun game with all the ingredients that make it a true Final Fantasy game. Story, music, graphics, character development, and more. I highly recommend this. It released on February 29, exclusively on PS5. Next is Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I've spent the entire summer of 2021 playing Yakuza 0 to 6 and Like a Dragon and becoming an instant fan. I also spent the last year catching up with the Judgment series and Like a Dragon Gaiden. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is such a treat for Yakuza fans, and you know why if you played all the games. This game has a new setting in Hawaii, delivering a completely new map that is not Kamurocho and introducing a fresh set of characters to the story of Ichiban and Kiryu. This game tugs on the heartstrings of our beloved character Kiryu, who is diagnosed with cancer, as well as Ichiban travelling to Hawaii in search of his real mother. As you may already know, Yakuza stories are pretty serious and engaging, but the game has another side to it that is fun and wacky and full of activities and minigames. From developing bonds with your party and leveling up jobs, to Crazy Delivery, which is basically Crazy Taxi, to dungeon crawls for better loot, Pokemon Go type of minigames, to dating minigames, to Dondoko Island, which is very much like Animal Crossing. If you're looking for plenty of activities and non-stop fun, Infinite Wealth is the one to play. It's even Steam Deck verified. Now, I know what you're wondering. If you're new to this franchise, can you play this title? I would say if you want to get into it quickly, play Like a Dragon, but if you want the full experience and want to understand a lot of the references and stories, start from Yakuza 0 and work your way up. Infinite Wealth released on January 29 on PlayStation, Xbox and PC. Okay, so far that's 2 RPG games. This next one is an action-adventure game set in the Star Wars universe. Star Wars Outlaws is an amazing game filled with beautiful vistas, gameplay and a solid story. You play as Kay Vess, a smuggler along with her pet Nix, who is her partner in crime. Together you can explore the world, drive around on your speeder, steal, accept contracts, distract enemies, stealth your way into Imperial bases and make choices that affect your reputation with factions and what rewards you earn. This is the main hook with Outlaws. By choosing one faction, you will betray the other. So it's all about balancing your choices and earning rewards from the different factions. The gameplay is very high quality and I've had a very fun time with this game even at launch. Oh, and just so you know, just recently the game received a huge patch that improved the game significantly and makes the stealth sections even better and easier without auto failing you. If you're into action adventure or you're a Star Wars fan, you'll really enjoy this game. It released on August 30 and is on PS5, PC and Xbox Series X and S. Okay, so next is Silent Hill 2 Remake. I hadn't played the original, so I came into this without knowing the story or the world. The game is absolutely crazy and wicked. The graphics are stunning, the atmosphere is eerie and most of the time you are walking around in the dark with a flashlight, hearing all sorts of suspicious sounds and not knowing what lurks around the corner. The story is really a journey and it is so good. You play as James Sunderland, who arrives to the town of Silent Hill after receiving a letter from his dead wife to come meet her at their special place. That's as much as I will say about the story, but I will just say that this game is absolutely disgusting and makes you not want to play it, if that makes sense. But that's the perfect reason to play it. Horror games are truly making a comeback. It released on October 8 and is only on PS5 and PC. Now this next game is Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. We continued the story of Senua, who is traversing to Iceland whilst also dealing with the giants. This game is a cinematic masterpiece in visuals, audio, animation and performances. The entire game is a cinematic journey that is worth playing for the experience. It's using Unreal Engine 5, the graphics are great, combat is simple and looks cool. Compared to the first game, it is however quite basic. Puzzles are more pared back and simplified. Combat isn't that much of an improvement, but looks and feels really good due to the animations. It is however much shorter compared to the first game, which is already about 7 hours. There is some replayability here with collectibles and unlocking different narrators for each playthrough. If you're looking for a pure cinematic experience from start to finish, this is it. It released on May 21 on Xbox and PC and is also available on Game Pass. This next game is what I'm currently playing, Dragon Age The Veilguard. I've always loved BioWare games and it's been a long time since we've got one. This game is phenomenal. I remember at first the art style wasn't something I thought this game would have, but it made sense to me shortly after. The graphics are great, the hair tech even greater, even able to showcase curly hair extremely well. This should be a benchmark in hair tech. The story so far is pretty great and is something I'm really enjoying, and from what I've seen it gets even better, particularly towards the end. Combat is fun, but after a certain point of time it does get a little tiring, but overall it is fun. You can upgrade your abilities and respec for free every time, that's including your party too, so you can actually change your playstyle slightly from defense to pure offense. The game feels high quality as you would expect from BioWare and is a visual feast. There's loads to explore, choices to make, a lot of character development and relationships in this game are really done well. While it's not entirely like previous Dragon Age games where a party member disagrees with your actions and stays angry for a bit, here you can get on without issue and everything is hunky-dory, which honestly I don't mind. It fits. From what I have played so far, if you love fantasy RPG games, this is the one to play. It released on October 30 on PS5, Xbox and PC. This next one is from a franchise known for fantastic narratives, characters, music and vibes. Life is Strange Double Exposure comes almost 10 years after the original and we are reunited with Max Caulfield, who is currently teaching a photography class at KhalZain University. We start the game with investigating the death of a new friend Safi and discovering Max's new dimensional shifting powers. I won't spoil the story, but if you love everything about Life is Strange, the story, the characters, the music, the chill vibe and making narrative choices, this is the game to play. Oh, and just so you know, there's a direct sequel already confirmed. It released on October 29 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S and November 29 on Nintendo Switch. This next game has been in the making for a long time. Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. I haven't played any of the Stalker games, so this is my first time diving into the zone. I haven't gone too far yet, played around 7 hours, and so far the game is pretty brutal but fun. You can't play it like Call of Duty or other typical first person games where you run and gun. You need to be careful and tactical as well as manage your supplies. It's made in Unreal Engine 5, the graphics look stunning, the world looks absolutely fantastic, the atmosphere is quite eerie, you'll face hostilities everywhere you go about your way during the day or at night in the dark. The gameplay feels very smooth and solid. It plays like a survival first-person shooter, so you'll need to find items like bandages to cover up any bleeding, food for hunger, bullets to slay mutated creatures, and generally manage your inventory as you can't take everything with you. You'll need to decide what's important to carry with you and what to leave behind. The game sold 1 million copies in the first 3 days, so if you love survival horror, this game might be up your alley. It released on November 20 exclusively on Xbox and PC and is also available on Game Pass. This next game is Stellar Blade, which is a PS5 exclusive and a very popular game. You know why if you've already heard of it. If you haven't, you will now. I only just recently bought Stellar Blade and having played it for a few days, I can confidently say this game is lit. You play as Eve, soldier sent to Earth to save humanity from monstrous creatures known as the Naytiba. Along the way you encounter other survivors who join the fight. The combat is fast paced and really tight, more of a character action focused hack and slash game, but it can feel similar to a Souls-like. It feels good and gets even better as you upgrade your skills and abilities. There's boss fights and more outfits to unlock and equip, which to be honest is one of the main appeals of the game. The developers designed Eve with their view of the most attractive looking body for the player. That certainly did favours as the game sold over 1 million copies. It released on April 26th exclusively on PS5. There's also a PC version coming at some point in 2025. Right, so this next game is from a franchise that's universally loved. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle features Harrison Ford's likeness and is voiced by Troy Baker. He's done a tremendous job with voicing Indiana. The game looks fantastic and plays extremely well. It's got Machine Games DNA all over it. The game uses a first person camera, which is, to be fair, is polarizing to a fair amount of people, but I understand the vision. It only becomes third person when swinging with the whip or climbing. Still, We finally have the lovable Indiana Jones in a modern game, and I've only played a few hours and the music, the graphics, cutscenes and gameplay all look fantastic. I can't wait to play more of this later today. It releases on December 9 on Xbox and PC, and if you got the premium edition, it becomes available 3 days earlier on 6 December. The PS5 version will be releasing in spring 2025. That's it for my top 10 games of 2024. It's been an incredible year for games with loads of fantastic releases that didn't make this list. Next year is also looking great with the likes of Assassin's Creed Shadows, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Grand Theft Auto 6 and many more. What are your favourite games of 2024? Let me know in the comments below. If you like gaming, please like and subscribe and follow me everywhere. Thanks for staying right till the end.